Mariana Islands and throughout Greater Micronesia. I'm Troy Torres.
And I'm Johnnie Rosario.
It is the 7th of August, 2023. It is now, what, 10 something in the morning? Mm-hmm. It's 10:12 in the morning. We're 12 minutes late for our newscast, but that's my fault.
You know, we're familiar atrasao.
What's the FCC? I mean, you know. When we come back, we're going to talk to you about a tropical disturbance that is south of us that National Weather Service is taking a look at. What's the right adjective for the outrageousness, the absurdity, hypocrisy, duplicity of our legislature and our governor with regard to Department of Education and a budget that was submitted by the administration today that clearly shows that no one's putting their money where their mouth is. We have a bunch of magistrates reports, including a murder charge against
Third suspect.
Fourth suspect. I think that headline was wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they forgot in the way it was laid out. Like, you know how they have one name, then they had a second and third in one line.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the fourth. I think they forgot the third person. Yeah. And a birthday, a death announcement, and we'll bring you some footage from the wave that happened on Friday at the ITC intersection for Love Your Kids Month. So stick with us after this short commercial break. We'll be right back with your top headlines. There are jobs that you can apply for over at Guam Cleaning Masters, and when I first saw these ads, I was like, they're paying a lot for these positions. These are the positions that you would think would pay only $9.25 an hour, but it's up to $15.20 an hour. I believe these are prevailing wages that Guam Cleaning Masters is paying for janitorial crew maintenance and ground crew maintenance. And check this out. Look at the qualifications. You can just start off your career as an operations manager or a janitorial supervisor making $35,000 to $40,000 a year. I remember my first job in an 8 to 5, I was being paid only $15,000 a year, and that was in 2003 in the first year of the Camacho administration.
I think I got paid for some
$4.25 an hour.
Yeah,
that was my first job too.
Yeah.
$4.25 an hour.
Yeah.
And then, were you getting paid minimum wage when you worked for your mom?
No.
No, she was paying you good.
I got side job.
How about that time that the old man took a poo in the bathroom?
I bet you that guy's still alive.
Did you get hazardous pay for that? Well, he has obviously good bowel movements, you know,
Yuck.
gut health.
Yuck. Yuck.
Okay, on a serious matter. Last night, one of our viewers, thank you viewer, I don't know if I have permission to say her name, so I won't, sent me a satellite image showing some sort of something in the atmosphere. Something brewing. So I sent it to Landon Idlet with National Weather Service Guam. He is in Palau right now, working over there. He'll be coming back this week. I said, is this something that we should be worried about? And his response, I don't want to get his words wrong, okay? Let me just go to our chat room.
Hold on to your seats, guys.
And I was like, darn
Fill up those water bottles.
Always be
Go
prepared.
gas the car.
Always be, don't gas the car after the typhoon, my goodness. I'm not saying that there's going to be a typhoon, okay? I'm not saying that, but there is something to watch. I said, I'm so sorry about the time. It was 8:51 p.m. But do we have to worry about this? He said, in short, moderately, yes. I was like,
man.
son of a gun. Son of a gun. Make sure you say your Our Lady of Mount Carmel, San Isidro, St. Joseph, San Francisco de Borja, and Santa Maria and Carmel, and pray for us.
he did say when he was on the show, we're gonna get,
It's typhoon
season. We're
Yeah.
gonna get something.
So this is what, so he sent this, and that typhoon up to the north, go back, Zach. Isaac Mirabal on our producer's desk. That typhoon up to the upper left part is, that's the one that's over Okinawa or something like that. And then you see to the right, just a little below it, is 95W, Invest 95W. It's what's below that. And so Guam, Rota, Tinian, and Saipan are sort of like
In the middle.
near that 95W. So 95W isn't necessarily, they're still looking at that. It's still going to bring rains and thunderstorms and all that in the later part of this week, according to Landon Idlet. But it's that cloud stuff at the bottom, which is Invest 94W. Maybe go to the next one, Zach. The chopstick one. So Landon Idlet from Palau, from his hotel in Palau, used a chopstick to point out this area. No, not.
There it is.
And so he says, this graphic doesn't really it's not as sexy as the other stuff, but he points to this. Hold on, let me read it because I don't know how to explain this stuff.
The trade winds something, right?
He says, as you can see with my chopstick, this is the area of turning winds and approximate position of the ragged low level circulation as of late last night. He says the disturbance we are watching is centered to our south. That's so above the chopstick. You see maybe 2 inches above the chopstick. That's Guam, and then Rota, Tinian, Saipan. He says the disturbance we are watching is centered to our south, around 9 degrees north, 144 degrees east, and is moving generally northward. You see that? Have you ever seen it do that? With the veer to the east and then go straight north? Normally it's a veer to the west and maybe
No, he did say with this El Nino, it changed. It
Jeez.
changed. The directions of the winds changed.
So that's no longer the Marshalls or Chu. That's more like Yap, right? Mm-hmm. That's or something like that. Can you go back to that one, Zach? Yeah. Is that little dot next to the area formation at the bottom? That's Yap, right? And then to the left of Yap, maybe about an inch southwest is Palau. Would that be correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then in the middle of all that, near that yellow area, you see the yellow lines, and there's Guam, Rota, Tinian, and Saipan, I think. Yeah, where the yellow lines start. He says that's our primary threat in the week ahead. It's large, poorly organized, and slow to consolidate around a low-level circulation center. That's good for us in the near term, Landon Idlet says. However, the impacts will be there for us in the week ahead, primarily in regard to showers, thunderstorms, potential for locally heavy rainfall, and stronger gusty winds. I liked the weather this morning.
Yeah.
When I woke up and it wasn't hot, it was cool. I don't mind the rain at all. I just don't want a typhoon. We'll see. Everyone needs to watch this one and pay attention to National Weather Service Guam.
Everybody needs to watch our legislature.
That's what
Typhoon legislature. Well, let's get to them. So, actually, before we get to them, I'm proud to announce that starting next week, we're going to have a new cooking show. At least once a week, we're going to cook a meal for you. And this is the main ingredient that we're going to be using for a butter chicken recipe next
cool.
week. You can get this over at Kmart. It's Kitchen Treasures Butter Chicken Gravy Mix, ready to cook. It's a 3-step cooking process. You just this, water, and chicken. But apparently there's stuff that you have to do to the chicken before you put it in. And so Alex Thomas, who is he owns the company that distributes this, we're going to be using his kitchen. We're going to be
nice.
filming in there, and he's going to teach us. He's going to be the chef. And we're going to eat some butter chicken, you guys. Anyway, so Typhoon Legislature, yes. Senator Dwayne Nicholas, and you know, to be fair, it's not just him.
It's everyone who voted for it.
The majority of the senators
Yeah.
voted for a bill on, was it Friday or Thursday, that essentially nixed the law that they passed earlier this year by Chris Barnett that said that DOE is not going to get a pass on these schools, that these schools have to pass public health inspections in order for them to open. That was Public Law 37-4. In the rush and the pressure of the anticipated opening day of school, August 23, the legislature on Thursday or Friday passed a bill that said, actually, the schools can open, never mind the public health inspections. We'll just let the superintendent decide if the schools are ready to open.
Yeah, well.
Right? I mean, what a 180 for like what a flip-flop for senators.
Like, oh
to
no,
make.
Guam, you guys don't really have laws because you guys just cancel each other out.
You know, I think the senator's heart is in the right place, but this one was not thought through. And the fact that he and everyone else in the legislature back in February voted for a policy that said we're not going to subject kids, staff, and teachers to this any longer. You have to pass your sanitary inspection just like any other establishment has to pass a sanitary inspection in order to have customers in it. And what's worse about this is that this is not like a restaurant where if you see a C rating, you can make a decision and say, you know what, I'm just not going to eat there because I don't know how clean it is in there.
Yeah.
I would, because I have strong intestines. Causes intestines.
Do you think that's where the flavor is from?
Yeah, that's where the flavor is from. It's from the roaches. However, that's my decision. That's my choice, right? Kids don't have a choice but to go to schools, even if. And now they might be going to schools that would fail public health inspections, and they don't have a choice because it's the law that they have. It's the compulsory education law, and parents don't have a choice but to send their kids into these war zones. You know, this is just insane. Then for the legislature to come back and say, you know what, it's okay, it's all right. We don't actually need to have these standards. Wow.
I don't.
And so I told Senator Chris Barnett on Friday when he was on our show, I was like, you guys need to pass a law that says that any student, parent, teacher, staff who is harmed in any way by anything inside these public schools, whether it's to their health, their safety, whatever the case may be. Like, what were you saying? Like they slip?
No, I'm saying if it rains hard one day and the roof just caves in.
Oh yeah, which is possible.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Or if one of those railings at GW that's been loose for decades now, and the kid or kids fall off of that railing while they're leaning on it, or if kids get sick because of
someone
the mold,
needs to be held accountable.
You know, the legislature needs to allow these people to be able to sue the governor, the superintendent of education, the board chairwoman of the Department of Education, and the principal at that school.
Even the legislature.
Oh yeah, and senators too, because they're the ones who allowed this to happen. Isn't this crazy? And then, Shalom, check this out. Within 2 days of this happening, of this law being signed, the governor signed it into law.
Okay.
Of course, right?
Yeah.
She sends over a budget to the Guam legislature for the government of Guam. And the only thing that I concern myself with for this morning, because it's a multi-page budget, it's a more than $1 billion budget, is they're only appropriating $246,907,948 to the Department of Education. On its face, that sounds like a lot of money, right? But it doesn't include funds for maintenance or even deferred maintenance. So on the one hand, the legislature is commanding these students to go to school, and then they're commanding these schools to open without the schools being maintained properly. And then they're entertaining a measure that doesn't provide any funding to DOE for the maintenance.
Yep.
How stupid is our government?
Stupid. You don't want me to answer that.
You don't. Zach said, "You don't want me to answer that," and Eric said,
Now they don't
"Stupid."
have to.
And the Darwin Award goes to.
Now they don't have money because that law's passed.
You know, and what should piss us off, and you know what? I think we've been sounding this horn for 5 years now about the deficiencies in GovGuam finances. And I don't know how many people were fooled by the governors. Oh, these are the best finances that there has ever been. It was a lie. It was a lie to get her reelected. It was a lie after she was reelected in order to get the 22% pay raises so that her people can be highly paid. And we're seeing it now because we saw that the former superintendent of education, Judy Wampat, you know, spurred along by the board chairwoman. I like Mary Okada, but it's not a good idea to have birds of a feather running everything in the government of Guam because you see what's happening now. These are people who support the governor, and that's fine or whatever, but they're not fighting back in the interests of the kids.
They're just allowing it to happen.
So there's a 22% pay raise. The amount of money needed out of this $246 million for payroll alone in DOE is $220 million. 220 just for payroll. And now they're going to say that there's not enough money for maintenance and deferred maintenance, even though that's what's causing the schools to not be open.
Yep, to be dilapidated.
And to be, yeah, insane. These are the real criminals of our island.
Now they don't have to do it because that law's passed.
Eric's saying now they don't have to do it because that law's passed. Yeah, he's absolutely right. Can you get a microphone, please? Can you just, that's the last time you're going to talk,
Yeah.
you're lying. Can you please just get a microphone so you can jabber with us? When we come back, we'll bring you a
Our
crime news
magistrates,
from the small time criminals compared to, you know, our government criminals. Oh yeah, here. I got this picture from, I think from Auntie Marie Diaz. She sent this to me.
It's true.
Government-funded classroom versus a teacher-funded classroom.
You should see the classrooms on the base. Okay? Dodea. So every summer before Josh's mom retired, we help her. We help her break down, and we help her, you know, put stuff up. So, and she was a teacher at Dodea. She retired from Government of Guam, principal, and all of that good stuff. And then she went into Dodea. And just the smell, just everything in
It was good for kids.
Oh yes, the parking, all of that. I mean, yeah. I think our I think we should let the senators do a whole week of every school and stay there for the whole day.
Yeah, that's a very good idea, actually.
Yeah.
At the very least, visit these schools.
Yeah, and see what's
At the
really
very
going on.
least. Senator Barnett said that he was the only, as far as he knows, he's the only senator who's visited these schools to see what the conditions are. And there's 15 of them. Why is it just one? And where is the for crying out loud, where is the governor? You know, you cannot just pass this off as, oh, that's just DOE. No, it's not. This is 34,000 school kids. I mean, I don't know how many parents, you know, responsible for those kids, but in the tens of thousands, you're talking about, what, 5,000 public employees? You cannot just write it off as, oh, that's just DOE.
Yeah.
And I thought education was supposed to be the first priority so that they don't turn into criminals. And we'll have the crime report when we come back from this commercial break. Stick with us. Oh, this portion of your show brought to you by 76 Circle K. Enjoy their coffee too.
feel that this environment is for anybody that wants to try something new. Whether it is CrossFit or powerlifting, we offer a safe space for someone who's never been athletically inclined to try something that they've never done before.
Welcome back. Gina Marie Tenorio calls, says she would love a cooking show. I would love a cooking show. So you know what?
I can taste butter chicken right now.
Yeah, the part of the cooking show I love is eating the food.
I'll be there. Okay, first up we got Brandon Rufus Chandler. He is the fourth suspect.
Charged with murder.
Charged with conspiracy or aggravated murder and guilt by complicity.
Aggravated murder is the highest murder charge.
I believe so.
Yeah.
First degree felony.
This is in the death of
Jason Siswico,
found in late January, believed to have been killed 2 weeks prior to January 24 when he was found in. They said Poggett, but they also said Jigo.
Yeah, it's on back road, right before the racetrack.
Okay, so that is Jigo.
Yeah,
okay.
that's Jigo.
So Poggett's in both Manila and Jigo?
I don't. Poggett's Manilao.
Oh, so then it wasn't Poggett.
I think I think whoever reported on it said it, not
GPD. Okay.
Not GPD.
Okay.
Also, he is being held on a $1 million cash bail. And yeah, Brandon does have priors, mostly drug.
So what happened in this case is there is a second confidential source of information.
Yes.
And this second one said that he or she overheard
the conversations.
A conversation that Brandon Chandler and who's the
Jordan Babalta
having at Cynthia Kanata's house after, like, month or two after the murder, right?
Yes.
And they were talking about how they murdered Jason Siswico.
How they beat him to death.
Wow.
Yeah.
So these COIs, like if it ever gets
it's
to
called
a
SOI.
or SOIs, if it ever gets to a trial setting,
they have to show up.
If the prosecution calls them to testify.
Right.
And it sounds like their testimony would be important because this is how they got.
Yeah, but if prosecution doesn't call them to testify, defense will most definitely call them because you have the right to confront your accuser.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh.
Next up, Tracy Alton.
Is this the one that was smiling?
Yeah.
The one that was happy in her motion. So happy.
So according to the magistrate complaint, on August 3rd, a criminal mischief complaint was filed.
Look at her. She's so she's so bright. You know. She's like, it's this is her best day, and she loves it. Like I mean, you gotta hand it to people who like in a bad situation, they're like, I'm just gonna smile. What's she accused of doing?
Breaking a windshield.
That's it?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. It was at a store in Route 3.
Was that someone she knew?
Yes, they know her at the store because she's always there outside. And surveillance footage of the incident was provided and reviewed. The defendant was sitting on the concrete outside of the store where she then walked to the side of the store. She then returned back and threw an item at the victim's vehicle.
Was the victim inside the car?
No, I think they owned the store.
Oh.
Yeah.
What store is it?
She probably wanted beer. I don't know.
I mean, she's...
Rotinian Mart. It's at Rotinian Mart.
She's not upset in her mugshot.
Yeah. So she's held on a she's held on a 1,000. She's committed, and this is not on a. When they say you have to, what is it called? Personal recognizance bond. No, they committed her cash bail, $1,000 cash bail.
Who is the judge? Who's the judge?
It's the same.
Season?
Yeah.
So Season's finally doing cash bail? Because he always does personal recognizance.
Yes. Well, just in case, I do love you, Season. PR. John in personal recognizance.
Just in case, Your Honor.
Yes.
You know,
next,
you might want to use those personal recognizance things in special circumstances.
Next up is 6 Paulus. Guys,
This is a repeat, right?
He's a repeat offender.
Allegedly.
He's been charged.
He's been
and,
convicted before?
defendants outstanding warrants, prior arrests, pre-trial cases, and prior convictions, family violence.
If they're not wearing a shirt in that mugshot, does that mean they were arrested shirtless?
Yes.
And they won't
Yes.
let you put a shirt on?
They will. As soon as they have to process you and put you in for you to take a shower, and then they give you clothes if you don't have any.
Oh, to be young again. Look how nice his skin is.
So I know that from, you don't know that? Or they didn't?
I was wearing a shirt when they arrested me.
Oh.
So it was, yeah, I wore the same thing to the next day, matter of fact. And they wouldn't let me shower to the next day. I felt so gross.
That's weird. The women's, they like hose you down. The moment you come in, those officers want
hose you down like a Nazi encampment?
They will not let you, like, they think you are the dirtiest. The way they treat you,
That does
believe
not
me.
seem right.
They do it. You are not allowed in that unit unless you shower. They even,
That's what the Nazis did to the Jews.
Well, you know,
in those
you're
encampments.
hosed down. You are hosed down. Paulus was,
Oh yeah, what was he charged with?
he is being charged with aggravated assault. So
That's a big charge.
Yes, with a deadly use of a deadly weapon.
What was it? It's a machete.
Wait, guys, I didn't read that part. Wait. Reported he was assaulted with a knife. With a knife. Yeah.
Okay.
They were arguing.
Someone knows him or a stranger?
Yes. No.
Someone knows him.
Yeah. They were approached by the defendant who started causing trouble.
How old is he? I cannot get over how young his skin looks.
I wonder if this is the same people, the video that was going around.
Which
you
one?
You know, the one where he's like,
There were two.
Your mom.
Oh yeah. Oh, whatever happened? Were those two charged? Remember the woman and the man, and the guy took a gun and like pointed it inside the Infinity car?
Yeah.
They were charged?
But remember, we weren't doing any.
What were their names?
Oh no, I didn't see that. No, they did say there was a report filed, but
A
no
report
arrest.
filed, but I haven't seen
No
an
arrest.
arrest or anything.
No arrest yet.
Oh. I want to know what that was about.
Next up. Oh wait, Paulus is committed. $10,000 cash bail, buddy. Good luck.
So how do they decide that? This guy gets 10,000 and the woman
Because it's
got 1,000.
aggravated assault.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the other one was just criminal mischief?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Next up is.
So he was getting PR all this time,
Yeah.
and he finally landed himself
finally
a
won.
commitment.
He finally
A cash
passed
bill.
go. Collect $10,000. Here we go.
Chai Senaj says, "Not again, Tracy."
Yeah.
Does Tracy have?
Yes, she does.
She has prior?
Yeah, that's why she's committed.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Edwin Perez Jr. is being charged with complicity to commit theft, complicity of fraudulent use of a credit card, fraudulent use of, or forgery of a license plate, and Schedule 2. This is the only drug, right?
Yeah. See what drugs does to your skin, guys.
Yeah.
Here.
And
I don't know
no,
why
he
it
just needs a
says-
haircut. That's all.
You know, there's 2 names on this, so it's kind of weird.
Maybe it's an AKA.
No, it says Juan J. Salas picked up 2 items from the Home Depot store located in Timuning, which he ordered online using a stolen credit card. So I think they just.
What's with all these crimes involving Home Depot?
I don't know. So I think they just forgot to change the name.
Oh, in the magistrate's report?
Yeah. Oh no, they're crime partners, I think.
Charlene Guyal says the hair, though. Can you go back to Edwin Perez's mugshot?
Yes.
He just needs to shoot. I wish I had hair like that. He just needs to
Dye it.
style it or cut it a
Purple
little bit.
shampoo, buddy. Purple
or-
shampoo.
It looks like healthy hair.
Yeah.
But how young is this guy? I wonder who's younger between him
Oh,
and
I didn't
Six
print the
Paulus.
birth date. I didn't print the birth date, but He is. Oh, it's continued. So his Maggie's, I guess they stopped it.
Maybe he didn't have a lawyer present?
Yeah, so it's continued on August 8th. So I don't know. He's probably still in there. Yeah, that's
Sucks
it.
to be arrested on a weekend.
Guys,
huh?
it's kind of weird. The names don't match on this Maggie, so I'm not even. But it's for stolen credit cards and stuff. NCS Smart, he stole 2011 Ninja.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
What's a ninja?
it's a bike.
Oh.
And then
oh,
officers
that's
located
the motorcycle, right?
Yeah, officers located a glass pipe with brown and white substance and a baggie containing crystallized substance in his pocket.
Wow.
The defendant was, oh, here it is. The defendant was arrested and asked if he knew Juan Solis. The defendant told officers he knew they were asking about the incident at Home Depot. So he knew the location of the stolen items but wouldn't tell, and that he would not snitch on anyone else involved.
On
There you
anyone
go.
else involved.
Because they are his family, and they would not snitch on him.
So he gave them more clues.
Yes.
Because it's
Yeah.
his family.
Yeah.
Now he just narrowed it down for the police.
Yes.
This is why you guys have the right to remain silent.
Yeah. Well,
You're not even supposed to say that. Wait for your lawyer, who obviously didn't show up to your court hearing because it got continued. When we come back, we'll bring you a video of the wave at the ITC building, a birthday, and unfortunately a death announcement from Saipan. Stick with us. We'll be back after these short commercial messages. That Dawn soap one, that's a pretty good deal, $6.75. Have you seen
very
the price
good
of
deal.
Dawn
Yes.
everywhere else?
Yes. $10 and up.
Yeah, it's crazy. And
Yeah.
and the eggs one, that's okay too. Thank goodness the price of eggs has gone down.
Yeah.
So there was a wave on Friday to kick off Love Your Kids Month. It is a recognition of, well, it's a program that the Attorney General's office is coordinating to sort of not take away child support, but to encourage this sort of 50-50 involvement of both parents when the parents are divorced or separated in the lives of their kids. It's an offering, or it's an education on mediation services. They're using Inafa Maulik for that. They're using Erica's House for those situations where the tension between the parents is just too much. But it's all about focusing attention on kids. And one of the things that the Attorney General's office, the AG himself, told us was what they're basically coordinating is the system of care. And so to provide outreach and education about what this is, they kicked it off with a wave on Friday. And this is footage from Eric Rosario at the wave on Friday. We were over at the FHP building and shooting over at Eric the Eagle was there. He saw
Yeah,
him
and I was honking, but maybe.
Thank you. There were a lot of people honking.
You know,
And,
I like what they're doing because, parents, right? They break up. And like, as much as you say, okay, I'm not going to say anything, I'm not going to say anything, and then it just comes out. So this is their way of, making everybody communicate through a third party, but that's okay, just, and I don't think the third parties are like our family third parties, but you know what else she said?
Oh, you don't want to do the dishes, huh? Just like your dad.
So
didn't
I
wanna
think it's
do
great.
anything.
I think it's great. If you have questions, contact the AG's office. They answer their phones now.
Yeah, or they return
They take your
messages.
suggestions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They'll respond to
call.
your emails.
Yeah, call, find out.
It's like a whole new ball game at the
Yes.
AG's office.
Yeah.
And at the Child Support Division especially. We have a happy birthday to local artist Fawn Mendiola. This is Fawn with her beloved, I cannot remember his name, but he passed away a few months ago. But that's Fawn. She's so pretty. Happy birthday, Fawn.
Happy birthday.
She's years old. She won't want me to say it. And then former Congressman, CNMI Saipan Congressman Ed Prope's wife, Daisy, her mother passed away in Hawaii. Her name is Vivian Pangilinan Cruz. That's her. She's so pretty, right? Mm-hmm. And that's Daisy on the left. Is she so cute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Daisy.
Our condolences to you, Daisy, and to all your siblings, your children, to Ed, and everyone in your family. All right. I don't know if there is a rosary schedule or funeral announcement yet, but as soon as we're able to get that, we'll put that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's the funeral today for Norma Hagen.
Yeah.
It is
That's
over
my
at St.
first
Anthony.
cousin's mom.
Rodney's mom. Our condolences, Rodney, of course. The funeral mass is at 12 p.m. at St. Anthony Church, followed by burial at Lejang at Guam Memorial Park. Mm-hmm. And I believe the last respects, the viewing, is happening right now and until 11 a.m.
At Guam Memorial Park.
At Guam Memorial Park.
Yeah.
And then they're going to move her body over to St. Anthony Church, and that's where the Mass will be at 12 noon today. Thank you so much for joining us for this Monday, August 7, 2023 edition of Kandit News. I'm Troy Torres.
And I'm Johnnie Rosario.
Peace be with you.
Ilinala Ipalawan, Sinyabula, Minaletnya, Agan Bravo, Itata Taunya.
Yet cervical cancer continues to pose a constant risk to women today due to low awareness.
Cervical cancer pasiye masek wan matan sa kontilo kinyaki. Fingom sumono, pap smear and HPV vaccination isa na kashing tilo kinya.
Dapat ko rabil amla mukar. Yako mga laklangan rabil. Nagtamarea na mo raw usong ala. Yang raw guru la. Ramak nitalak ta. Rektel umaralir.
Ang mga babaeng may edad 21 pataas ay kailangang magpabaptist kada 3 taon.
Sa datin na sontartua, lari sa kwano, anana natogin sila ng HPV.
Ewa fesin, todo kuwan foundation. Ato gaya na test, may oposud, ewa semwet HPV. Eri fefire seri firifit, iya patufit singyari pagi. Ekari ni sakawar, dari tentu burut, nanabut, may apatsakurel fefin medicine. Kirisam.
Tampatilin cervical cancer arangan preventna från avfkachusharum, novinial mahaviun kotafalaika cervical cancer.
Ara ko min matan fokokos.
Be a well woman.
Mga pakla ba dingiw?
Tufna kada pinipin ang raiwege da health rodad.
Piyata li kailangan.
Zangin megat itataw tanya.
Maging malusog po tayong mga kababaihan.
Kitsvepi si puede petiveteresi Torres sawal geriri sits puede papatsakut.
Take the first step to becoming a well woman and call Todu Guam Clinic today at 671-649-TODU to schedule an appointment.